Good evening, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and dudes of all teenagers. I think I got the quote wrong. What is it he says? I can't remember. Some stupid thing Chris Chan said anyway. Welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be looking at somebody who I'm in a special club with. But first, let's read the super chats because they came in before the stream started, and it would be unkind of me to miss them because you are such lovely people for sending them in. So, thank you, Hungry Burger, for the $5 US. Much appreciated. Got work soon, but this is making me wonder if this is a haunting or a test of patience. Well, I hope that the pre-stream wasn't too much of a test of patience for you. Shout out to Pilgrim, who kindly allow me to use their music so frequently in the pre-streams. Thank you for the $5. It's appreciated. Also, I've noticed some of you have discovered the emojis you can use in the chat as well. I've noticed they're sort of keep swinging past my little chat screen here. Kiwi Gz. I don't know if it's supposed to be gas or GSS. I don't know, but thank you for the $2. Don't worry, the Swedish chef will test it soon. Testing what? I'm not sure about, but thank you very much for the donation. So, glad to have you guys here. We're going to be looking at the Irate Gamer today. If you're unfamiliar with him, that's okay. You probably just weren't on the internet in like 2009 when he was a thing. However, he's still around and he's still making content largely unchanged, if I'm completely honest with you. Let's have a look at the screen, shall we? Where's my display capture? I'm such a professional. There it is. Woo! So his channel hasn't really changed much. He was kind of a big deal in old school YouTube when there wasn't much to look at. We have made fun of him very briefly on our AVGN Clones stream because that's what he is, or what he was. He does still seem to be making this kind of content. He did a review of the Ghostbusters NES game, which if you've played that game, it does suck. He's done a review of it with Ernie Hudson. It's kind of crazy. I also want to look at his other channels though, because yes, he's still making content. Look at it, he's grey, but he's still doing the stupid like Irate Gamer faces. That guy found his niche. But I do have to shout him out because he and I are in a little club together, which is guys who nobody gives a shit about on the internet anymore. It was started as a club by a bunch of creepypasta guys, actually, that invited me. We used to have a lot of meetings, but we had to put a stop to that because, hang on, I'm getting a text. Oh, it's my lawyer, is he? I've been advised not to finish this joke, so let's move on. Let's have a look what we've got. So we've got Ghost Doctor, and I don't know what Got Game is. Let's open that as well. We've got Ghost Doctor and Puppet Steve. But first I want to know what the hell Got Game is. It has nothing on it. Amazing, great. 3,500 subs. This is how easy it is to get subscribers. There's nothing on there. All right, let's. I better unlock my chat for all to see. Well, for me to see, because it was on top messages. Also, I'm drinking whiskey. We may play the Chris Bore's Irate Gamer drinking game. I'd like to see what his new Irate Gamer content is like versus his old stuff. And I'm probably going to do a little drinking. If you don't know the Chris Bore's drinking game, I'll walk you through it when we start. But for now, we could look at Ghost. Let's look at Puppet Steve. Okay, look at these. So these look like pretty decent toys. Look, the algorithm has shown me, because it knows I like Ghostbusters and Sonic, I guess. Am I a big Sonic fan, apparently? Let's have a look. Oh, how is the audio mix, by the way? I'll probably turn the desktop audio up a little. Tell me how the audio mix is.
Hedgehog fans, we've got a bunch of the new Sonic the Hedgehog toys.
He's so Irate Gamery already. Listen to that voice. Just immediate, like, PTSD flashbacks.
All right, Sonic the Hedgehog fans, we've got a bunch of the new Sonic the Hedgehog toys, playsets, and figures.
Is he drunk? Listen to him slur. It's like, Sonic the Hedgehog fans, we've got some great Sonic the Hedgehog toys. Like, I don't remember Chris having a speech impediment. He just had, like, weird cadence.
All right, Sonic the Hedgehog fans.
So you're your friends. So you want to do another take, Chris, for your 1 million subscribers? Do you think maybe they deserve another take? No?
We've got a bunch of the new Sonic the Hedgehog toys, playsets, and
these toys do look pretty good. Like, I'm not even going to front. These look like good toys.
Figures. So let's get to unboxing. Alright, so as you guys know, I just love these Sonic the Hedgehog playsets.
I love that, of course, it's a Minecraft puppet, right? So to recreate the low polygonal hands of a Minecraft character. Come on, do it again. Yeah, bring them into the frame. It's just Chris wearing fucking mittens. Like, that's how he's done it. It's so low effort. It's unbelievable.
The ending thing to the playset where we can put all this stuff, where we got that little machine that you jump on, and a little sign with Dr. Robotnik's face on it. Oh, that is perfect.
Good lord, he's so, like, fake enthusiastic. Now, it's not hard to fake enthusiasm for these toys, because they are actually pretty solid.
Little people inside,
Like, that's good.
inside, I should say.
That's a good toy. But his voice, absolutely unbelievable. Well, now it's showing me Super Mario, so I don't even know which side of the coin I should. Let's look at Ghostbusters movie Light at Fire.
Hey guys,
Station.
we've got a brand new line of Five Nights at Freddy's Visual Guide Collector.
What fucking year is this? I'm about to do a stream on the Irate Gamer, and he's doing ads for Five Nights at Freddy's. Christ, it feels like it's 2015.
Books, and each one is loaded full of pictures, information, and everything you want to know about these characters from these awesome toy lines. Hit the links in the description to purchase yours today.
No, I don't think I will. Thank you, Hungry Burger, for the $5. Puppet Steve is just Tom Weston Chandler from Sonic.exe in his downtime. No, because he isn't going on an agonizingly long tirade about his fucking pizza order.
Alright guys, today we're going to look at some really cool Ghostbuster items that light up.
Also, shout out to Gemma's parents for getting me this whiskey for Christmas. It's Smokehouse, it's really nice. It's helping me a lot with this stream.
Yeah! Alright guys, as you know, that Ghostbusters movie is coming out soon.
What? Chris, for the love of God, can you just enunciate? It's not like there aren't, I don't know, a million fucking people listening to you.
Yeah! Alright guys, as you know, that Ghostbusters movie is coming out soon.
Can anyone understand a word?
And I'm so excited to be opening these. These are light up houses by Department 56, and if you don't know what that is, well, they actually make a bunch of Christmas houses that light up, and well, today we got the Ghostbusters one.
Genuine, I never thought I'd be so grateful for the YouTube subtitles feature.
So cool. So yeah, they're doing Ghostbuster stuff. So here's the firehouse. Ooh, they pack it really good because I think it's made out of like porcelain or something.
I do kind of like that he's using the Mega Drive Ghostbusters music rather than the actual movie one. I don't know, it's just like a nice callback to the whole Irate Gamer thing.
Oh,
it's comforting, which I suppose is the point.
yeah, no, I can't wait to get this out here and plug it in. Oh man, this is so cool. Now this is super
What the hell? I don't have the dexterity because I'm wearing fucking mittens.
expensive.
Edit. Maybe, like, I'm not asking you to break character and take the mittens off, but heaven forbid you stop being cozy and toast pilled for a moment. But if you could just edit, you could just do a little cross dissolve there, Chris.
Because in the past,
In fact, people used to praise you for your editing when you made Irate Gamer.
well, we've gotten that really cool, that light up, the house from Funko. They made the ghost house, but it doesn't light up. I mean, it's really cool, but yeah, it doesn't light up. So this is going to take this one step further. We're going to get some light up action. Yeah, we're going to turn out all the lights and check this thing out. Look at it! Oh, there it is!
You know, jealousy is a very ugly thing. But I'm going to indulge in it for a moment. This person doesn't bother with his editing. He doesn't enunciate to the point where anyone can understand him, to the point where I need subtitles, and he's just raking in the dough. Meanwhile, I have a job, so I'm sure that makes me more relatable as a what do they call us, content creator. Christ, I don't even want to kill myself. Thank you, Kiwi, for the $5. I hate that my enunciation is bad enough where I can understand what Chris Bores is saying at all times. Well, you've just proven me wrong, so that's good. Thank you for the $5. I hate that I'm so drunk my enunciation still... Actually, no. It doesn't sound as bad as his, does it? I can be understood better.
That's so iconic. Look at that. So the details are pretty darn amazing and impressive. Look at that. We got the front right there with the little lights there, and then we got the...
How is that 8 minutes of this?
So now we have the light bulb, and yeah, check that out. It's like a Christmas.
What are you laughing at, Chris? What is funny here? The only funny thing is the mittens. That's really the only funny thing, and I don't think you're meant to find that funny.
Look at that, man.
That's cool. I like that.
Oh, it's lighting up all pretty. Oh, that's so neat. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. So we got ourselves, the ghost house. And the ecto one in front of it.
Ah, shut up. I don't give a shit. Be quiet now, Chris. There's just fucking pages and pages of this. I know this is from 5 years ago, but who the fuck remembers Hello Neighbor? They made fucking toys of Hello Neighbor. Jesus Christ. Anybody remember that piece of crap?
Hey kids, welcome back. And today, oh man, I'm super excited because
I like how he opens as Hello Kids as well. Like, there's no fooling around. He knows exactly who his audience is.
Hey kids, welcome back. And today, oh man, I'm
Hey kids, welcome back.
because we're gonna be taking a look at some Hello Neighbor construction sets.
That's it. I don't want to watch anymore.
Hello Neighbor construction sets.
I just can't believe they made toys of Hello Neighbor. That thing was popular for like a week. Good lord, just embarrassing. So much. There's so much of this. It's still going. There's no change. Look at this. Got Game. Again, he's linking Got Game. Got Game hasn't got any fucking content, look. There's nothing on it. Thanks for all the views and comments. This video isn't available. What happened at Got Game? Shall we go to their official website? We speak kid. I don't like this. No, let's close that immediately. Our channel hasn't fully distanced itself from creepypasta just yet. We haven't been able to break that stigma just yet. So I don't be seen looking at kids. So, Ghost Doctor. We've got a few series that he has on here. We've got Groundhog Day Paranormal Secrets. So, Paranormal Secrets in films, I guess. Apparently I tried to watch this one 2 years ago. I don't remember. Ghost Doctor Witch's Tower. I did watch that one. I watched that with my friend Tom. Ghost Classifications of Hauntings. Spirit Minds. Oh, this is like a TED Talk. We're absolutely watching this one. So I'm just gonna unbox toilet paper. What the fuck is happening in the chat? Okay, I'm gonna stop looking at the chat. By the way, this video here, I don't know if you can see it because my screen's kind of cropped. But if you can see the sidebar, I've got a recommended video here from Grimbeard, Blair Witch Volume 1 review. That's a good video. And it's nice and long, so if you get bored. If you're bored of this, you can open that in the second tab and mute me. Don't turn this thing off, though. Your view numbers validate me.
Greetings, my name is Chris Borst, the Ghost Doctor, and today I'm going to be focusing on breaking down the classifications of spirits chart.
What is wrong with his voice? I know I'm just bullying at this point, but like, what the hell is going on with his fucking voice? It's just... Greetings, it's Chris Borst.
That I came up with. Now, I've had a lot of people request me to do just that, so today's video is going to focus on this classification chart. And just to let you know, this did not come to me overnight. This is something that took a lot of hard work and investigation reflection.
The person in the chat saying we're starting the year off good. This is actually the second worst of YouTube of 2024, which, I mean, that shows that the YouTube algorithm is not working for me. But glad that you caught this one.
To come up with this. So, and it actually, when I first came up with
Take
this,
it easy, Hungry Burger.
Form. It wasn't until I started working on my book right here, which is Ghost.
Is there a link to that book in the description? Because we should get it if there is. Let's have a look. How much is it? The most controversial ghost hunting book in years. What's so controversial about it? It's just racist. Like, you open it up and it's just full of like Holocaust denial and breaking people down by like skull shapes. And the back is just pages and pages of crime statistics. This is a joke, by the way. I'm not actually accusing Chris Borst of anything, especially having not read his book. Yeah, look at this fucking nonsense. Ghost hunters using the same methods and tactics, leading the same outcomes. Blah, 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 blah. Do spirits actually float? I don't fucking know, Chris. About the author. Chris Borst, the first ghost behaviorist. He studies the patterns of spirits in his Ghost Doctor series on YouTube. He has created a new approach to the paranormal field that is breaking all the rules. I'm not going to do that the whole way, but that's how he fucking talks. He loves researching history, apparently. Guess we have that in common. Shall we have a look at the reviews? Quite possibly the most useful book on spirits. This book is exactly what I needed to better understand the spirit realm. Is that how realm spelled? I thought there was an A in it. I don't know. I could be wrong. And my own experiences. This book is it's very much a must read. I'm a little drunk for anyone with any interest in these topics. For the record, I can't see why people are complaining about supposed ego or poor quality writing. Oh, hello. Fine, I can deal with that. 1 star. Okay. Alright, so it's poorly edited to the point of even making a few contradicting statements. Fine, I can deal with that. It's the author's first book. And I admit, I am not isn't this version 2? Or is it version 2 or is it a sequel? 2.0. Is it his first book then? I guess if it's a reprint of an earlier book, who knows. And I admit that I am not a believer, but the book failed to convince me. I feel like if you don't believe in ghosts, and for the record I don't, a book by the Irate gamer isn't going to convince you ghosts are real. I feel like you'd need some pretty fucking compelling evidence. The book failed to convince me or even make me question my beliefs. What I just couldn't ignore and absolutely ruins the book is the author's ego oozing on every... We have to get this book, boys! He'll remind you of his YouTube channel, which focuses on video games and even claims to have created a new branch of psychology. Who sanctioned that? Yeah, we have to get it. We have to get this book. To add insult to injury, either him or his publisher resorted to fake reviews. Oh my god. For most of the 5-star reviews, and for a time, gave it away for free, which is how I got it, and I'm glad I didn't pay a single penny. Oh man, that's incredible. So we already did Movie Bob's book a while ago. So if you're new to the channel, you would have missed us streaming that. But that was, I mean, I don't know if fun was the word. It was the most ball-bustingly boring book I've ever read in my life. But we did have some fun making cheap jabs at Movie Bob, who deserves it because he's an overweight eugenicist.
Hunting 2
Which to me is kind of like being. It's like being a blind painter, you know, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
We know that everything started to click into place, which is great because this thing explains just about every spirit that you would interact with in the afterlife. Now, it's funny because in the last 2 years, I've been doing the paranormal convention circuit, and I've been taking this diagram with me, and every single time I take it, this thing is such a show stealer. I have people just come up, and it's a conversation starter. They want to talk about it. They want me to break it down. Because they're like, what is this? I want to know more about this.
Well, that's why I clicked on the video, Chris. Yeah. I mean, I know we've got almost 23 minutes of this to get through, but maybe you could begin to break it down for me because I'm very excited. Also, I'm going to have to go take some painkillers soon because I have a slight headache from all this booze.
So...
I mean, it could be the booze. It could just be that I'm watching Irate Gamer content.
Let's break this down. The first thing at the top here you'll see is the point of death. All right, so nobody in the human realm here is going to escape death. It happens to everybody. And that's what happens here. Now, let me point out that 99.9% of people that pass over will probably see the tunnel of light, go through, go to heaven, you know, wherever you need to go. But that 1%, for some reason, they get left behind. They're earthbound. They have unfinished business.
I want to know, like, what led him to this. Where did he get the figures 99% and 1% from? Like, how did he arrive at this conclusion? Do we have to read the book, do you think, to find that out?
And they have all these things that are left unresolved. So what happens is they come down here, they float down to this part of the chart right here, which is hungry. Okay, now these are states of mind. Don't think of a physical hunger, think of a psychological hunger. And when we're...
Look how weird this is broken down. Hungry to non-human. Higher/lower realm, non-human. Confused, hungry.
Right here, right in this area of the diagram, we become what I like to call a hungry spirit. And this is based off the Tibetan Book of the Dead, what they call hungry spirits. There's actually a realm called the hungry ghost realm where spirits are there and they just have this
fucking is there now, Chris?
Insatiable need to fulfill. And that's what spirits there are all about. But I found that by interacting with these spirits, it doesn't necessarily have to be its own realm, but you know, I find that the spirits that exist there are hungry in their mindset, whether unfinished business, they have things to do, watching over a loved one. You know, these things do not have to be negative in nature. They can be very positive. Like I said, watching over loved ones, caring for somebody that a spouse or something.
Let's have a look at the comments. Chris, can you start selling this diagram? I'd love to buy one. Maybe one day. Very cool. Love when you go into detail about things you've learned about the spirit world. Definitely something a lot of other ghost hunters never even bother to try and understand. Isn't that like their entire fucking bread and butter, understanding the spirit world? I don't know. Not a professional ghost hunter, so what do I know? Now, on to the new Irate Gamer vid. Cheers, Chris. That's a long-time fan. I do believe everyone is complacent in this field right now. Everyone. Yeah, complacency, arrogance, whatever. That's definitely you, Chris. If we get an audiobook narrated by you, I would totally buy it. You're a fucking mentalist. Why on earth would you want to listen to his voice? Just remember, this is the voice that this person wants narrating an entire book.
Something like that. On the negative side, though, it could be like, oh, I that was my favorite guitar. I'm going to attach to that in the afterlife.
I'm attached to that in the afterlife. You want to hear that reading a book? Do you? I wouldn't have thought so.
And so begins a deadly cycle. Now, there are different degrees of hungry, the psychological hunger that I found. There's a severe hunger and a mild hunger. And in most cases, it usually starts off in the mild column, and then it just, over time, it can ratchet up to dangerous levels, and you start becoming...
Sorry, guys, you can't see my face. My eyes are just glazing over. I thought, oh, this sounds fascinating. 3 minutes into a 23-minute video, I've already lost interest. So, yeah, let's move on. I don't want to watch any more of the fucking Ghost Doctor. Let's see if we can find anything interesting. Oh, here he is on the news. Maybe this could be interesting.
About psychology, Eastern philosophy, what we can learn about Toledo history.
Why is he dressed like Shunny B?
From these ghosts. Thanks so much for joining us, Chris.
Oh, thank you. Pleasure.
So you actually call yourself a ghost behaviorist.
Yes.
What is that?
Yeah.
When he isn't calling himself a Minecraft puppet with mittens for hands.
So I'm the world's first, and I call myself that because what I do is very different from what a ghost hunter does. I like to get into the psychological...
What I do is very different to what a ghost hunter does. They just really just do our boy at the bottom of the screen here. Chris Bors, author, ghost hunter.
Mindset.
It's like, I'm not a ghost hunter. Ghost
Spirit.
hunter.
I like to get into the meat and potatoes of a haunting, whereas ghost hunters seem to like to want to come in and just verify that the ghost world exists. I know it exists. I've been there a decade ago.
Similar to Ghostbusters.
Right. So now I want to get into the psychology of a haunting and what drives the spirit. What do they want? What do they need?
What is with the Steven Seagal ass outfit he's wearing?
And how do you remedy those situations?
There is no
so
excuse.
You actually have a classification system for these spirits as well. Talk about that.
Yeah, so I came up with 7 different classifications of spirits.
Oh, this again! Fucking hell, Chris, we just got away from this.
Each one is a different mindset because, like a doctor, he doesn't diagnose every patient the exact same way. You know, and I, as a ghost behaviorist, I can't go into a home and diagnose every spirit the exact same way.
Chris, are you going to list something off, perhaps?
I have to tailor my approach depending on what kind of spirit I'm coming up against. Do they have a destructive mindset? Are they introverted, extroverted? And based on how they are acting in that environment, then I can tailor my approach and help them out.
So how are you able to actually communicate with them to find out this information?
All right, so if you caught that question, the quote-unquote journalist just asked the quote-unquote ghost behaviorist how he communicates. Now, before we press play here, I'd like to take some thoughts from the chat. What do you think he's going to say? How do you think Puppet Steve communes with the spirit world? Just any thoughts in the chat. What do you think he does? Like, use Twitter? Like, how does he do it? One might call it the Ghost Zone. It was at Nickelodeon Studios. Is Danny Phantom Nickelodeon or is that Cartoon Network? Basically, there's a joke in there about Randy Stair, which you can dig out yourself. Yells out question. Spirit box. Yeah. Minecraft puppet voodoo doll. All right, we got some good answers. Drinking moonshine. Shouts into the ether. What the hell? Hell?
first place?
Yeah, so I have a bunch of devices that I communicate with spirits. We've gotten to the point now where you can actually have interactions with spirits and pretty much interview them and figure out, you know, what do they need, what do they want, what's the topography of the afterlife, and really get into a theological debate with these spirits. And it's
why is Chris's voice here twice? You can hear a narration of Chris underneath this
with these spirits, and it's pretty cool because one of the first things I learned,
it's really distant, but
is that
that's so distracting.
That spirits, they tiptoe around, and when I ask them why is this, they say, well, there are rules to the afterlife they have to follow. It's like, wait a minute, rules?
He's not really given an answer, has he? She said, how do you communicate? And he just said things they discuss. He's not actually... Yeah.
You have to follow,
which means somebody's in charge.
Yeah, so that means, okay, well, that means there's somebody policing you, and if that's the case, then there's a tier system in the afterlife, and then if that's the case, then we get into angels, demons, God, devil, and it just opens a door to...
You can tell she doesn't believe a fucking word. Good job she's a journo and not an actress. Good lord.
A whole series of discussions.
Well, when you talk about that, I'll bring that up. There have to be people who say, there is a heaven and hell. I don't believe in this because of my religion. What do you say to that?
I say there...
ghost hunting is...
Yeah, well, we can't label everything angel and demon. There are so many shades of gray in between, and that's why I've come up with the classification system, because you can throw...
It sounds like he's trying to sell like a pyramid scheme. So I've come up with the classification of ghost system here. You kill 3 people, create 3 ghosts, and the ghosts you create kill 3 more people.
Thing into this bag, and just come up with a figure out what you're talking to.
Interesting. Okay, so let's talk about this book. It is called Haunted Toledo, and just reading on the back, you're talking locations everybody knows, like the Collingwood Arts Center, St. Ursula's, the Toledo Yacht Club, the Zoo, Franklin Park Mall.
So they said the last book was his first book, but so did he make this one? I'm so confused.
These places, are they all haunted?
For the most part, yes. And I was able to get...
Of course they are.
Over
it's just like Mutahar there, do you know what I mean? Just like, I think yes. Could it be real?
First-hand accounts from a bunch of people that I interviewed at these locations: Franklin Park Mall, the Toledo Zoo. There's a Toys R Us in there. There's just a whole plethora of places. And I deep dive into the history. I found a bunch of lost history. There are all kinds of there's 3 cemeteries where buildings were built on that are now super haunted. The Franklin Park Mall is one of them, of course, which is interesting.
Well, I think we've seen it now. I think it's time for the Irate Gamer. Dabbles in fucking MLMs with ghosts. Chad, be nice. Be nice to the people. It's hard sometimes, but we must. For without the audience, what are we? We're screaming into the void, like Chris Neo here. So, he's still making, Irate Gamer video from 3 months ago. Brand new Irate Gamer. Let's go.
As you know, the Tiny Toons reboot cartoon show has returned to TV. And even though it's a pretty...
I didn't know that. I bet it sucks.
Decent reboot of the 1990s cartoon, well, while watching, I can't help but feel a little bit nostalgic for the classic show. And of course,
I don't like the color palette of the new show. It's very pale, isn't it? There's not much... it's not vibrant like the original.
With that original show came a slew of video games. I'm Irate, a gamer, I am the Irate Gamer, and Tiny Toons video games are invading this review.
Fucking hell. It's not remotely different. It's not remotely different to his 2008 content, except he's grey. That's it. Good lord. It's like he got older, but he didn't grow up. Do you know what I mean? It's like he was shot, like in Legend of Zelda, when Link goes into the Sacred Realm as a child and then comes out as a man. So he's aged, but he's still a child mentally, right? That's what's happened here. He was locked in the ghost dimension. That's great. That should have been the thumbnail there. Fuck me. If you didn't notice, by the way, I hid little beers in the thumbnail, little low-res beers, to indicate that we're probably going to play the Chris Boys drinking game on this stream. I'm going to top up my whiskey soon. Good lord, this is just dreadful. Oh, so embarrassing. You know, just his whole introduction is just, I mean, that picture alone, we can linger on that for a moment. But his whole introduction is just references to things like better men have done. And it's, oh, look at these games. You remember Double Dragon? Yes, Chris, I remember Double Dragon. You remember Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters? Those things existed. I'm like, yes, Chris, those were made by real, creative, smart people. I don't think your content is good because you're trying to remind me of things others have made.
The Kickstarter for the Irate Gamer Ultimate Collection Blu-ray set is live.
Excuse me, what?
And I gotta say, you fans have already blown me away.
Okay, he's beaten his Kickstarter goal. You know, I try not to get into religion on these streams because everyone's got their opinion, and you know, it's people can get quite upset if your opinion isn't the same as theirs, which is a shame. But there isn't a God. I think this is proof, or at least it's evidence.
Because the goal was reached in the first fight.
And if there is a God, he's an indifferent or cruel God.
And we've smashed through
or there's just a whole bunch of them, and some of them are dicks, like in most old religions.
those first 2 stretch goals. This set collects the first 6 seasons of the Irate Gamer Show with tons of bonus features and more. Make sure you follow the link in the description to get a Blu-ray set now. Tiny Toons for the NES was released in 1991, and by then, video game companies really had a good hand.
I've never played the NES or NES version of Tiny Toons. I've played the Mega Drive one, but I gotta say, just in the background there, the chiptune version does sound really cool.
Handle on what made a game great, so playing this one delivered nothing but fan service from the cartoon.
Also, if that's really captured from real hardware and that's not an emulator, your capture card's fucking sick, and I'm jealous. Because I can't get any of my like old systems to look like this.
And I used to love renting
How
this
clean
game
that
back
is.
in the day because it was a huge surprise to see so many character cameos spread throughout the game. The game's intro had Montana Max, Buster Bunny, the select screen had Shirley the Loon, allowing you to pick Plucky, Dizzy,
Yay!
or Furball as your companion in the game.
Okay, we gotta take a big sip. So I should probably explain the Chris Ball's drinking game, right? Because it seems like his content hasn't changed much. So you have to drink for all of the following. So you might want to get a pen and paper because there's quite a few rules. You drink every time he does a list of 3 or more things. So anytime he just does that, where he's just like, you could play as Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, or the other one. You know, take a drink, and then after, I think it's after 4, you drink for each additional item in the list. So it's just like bears, bees, big bullies. And it's like, okay, something that looks like teacups, I drink for that. And these hula girls, okay, drink for that. And you keep going until he finishes the list. So that's one of the main ones you drink for. You drink when he does a non sequitur, like... So that's it. You drink when he references something irrelevant, which I don't think will be a problem in the more recent videos, if this does seem more well edited, but when he references something completely irrelevant, like a complete non sequitur, you drink for that. You drink for a live action section with green screen. And then I think if that live action section, if it has anything to do with the game, you take 1 drink. If it has nothing to do with the game, you take 3 drinks. So it's quite complicated and it's easy to forget the rules, but we'll play it as best we can. But we'll go to some legacy content, some like Season 1 and 2 Irate Gamer, and pour yourselves a drink and we'll play that shit.
Characters like Hampton, Concord, Go-Go Dodo,
Okay.
Sweetie. But they also had that Arnold Dog guy, which is also a villain.
Oh,
And the icing on this
this
cake
whiskey is
is that
way
you
too
even
strong for a game like this. I need to switch to something gentler.
included a bonus level based on that Star Wars parody episode they did. All right, use the Force, Buster.
What?
So yeah, there are a lot of things to gush about in this game, and I know you're not tuning into the Irate Gamer Show to see me gush about games. You
I'm tuning in to make fun of you. I mean, say what you like. It doesn't really matter.
want to see me tear this thing apart, so let's tear this thing apart.
Those arcade machines and everything he's got behind him. Like, the guy is basically a success, and that's so fucking sad.
Just look at Buster Bunny
But it takes the guilt away from making fun of him, because this is the very definition of punching up.
smugly jumping through this game. Who the hell does he think he is? Fuck that guy and those carrots he collects.
What?
The downside to Buster here is that all the sidekicks that he can transform into during the game are the very ones that have all the special cool abilities. Plucky
Okay.
can fly through stages, Dizzy can blast through barriers, and Furball climbs walls. And what does Buster do? Well, he does this.
Oh man, I'm already quite
And what the
wasted.
hell am I supposed to do with that?
Oh yeah, and you have to drink when he says what the hell, or what the fuck, or what the shit. Any variation on what the hell you have to drink as well. I forgot about that one.
Loser? And make sure you pick Buster's sidekick at your own risk, because you'll be stuck with them until you clear out all 3 stages in each level on the map. So it's like when you come to this point here where you could climb the wall to bypass half the stage, well, the character that you did pick becomes
I
not
also
as
measure success in how many arcade machines a person owns. Right? I basically have the mind of an 8-year-old boy. Which is not a defense that holds up in court. Some of my fellow creepypasta YouTubers will tell you about. Haha, it's funny because that community is poisonous and full of perverts.
full as turning in a blender. Ugh, what a bona fide grade A turd burger. Now don't get me wrong, this is a cool game, but what could have been even better is giving the player the option of being able to switch out any of these 4 characters at any time by pushing the select button or something. They could have had their own health meter, and once they died in the game, well, you just move on to the next guy. This would have been an awesome solution to how hard the gameplay gets in this game later on.
Yeah, except Chris, in those days, people wanted the they wanted the games to be hard because it would take you longer to beat them. It was seen as false economy if the game was easy and you could complete it in 5 minutes.
And look, the Tiny Toons video game was made by Konami, the same company that also made the childhood-scarring video game Ninja Turtles for the NES.
We all know how you feel about the Ninja Turtles game. One might say it's a cowabunga piece of shit.
What they actually did right in this game was giving you the ability to switch out any of the turtles you wanted at any time in this game. And it's a shame they couldn't carry that feature over into this game, so you could switch out the Tiny Toons characters anytime you wanted. Talk about dropping the ball on this one. 30 years later, and I'm still pissed about this.
No, you aren't. You don't seem particularly irate, if I'm honest. I feel like you don't give a shit.
Now, each level in this game is composed of 3 stages each.
This is what I could have turned into. This is one of the reasons people go, oh, Jacob, why'd you stop doing bad creepypasta? I'm like, look at this. This is the man I almost turned into.
You face off against the stage boss Elmira at the end of stage 2, and the final level boss at the end of stage 3. Now, these Elmira confrontations are frustrating because you have to avoid her.
Oh my god, guys, you don't know what a big deal this is to me. He just pronounced frustrated correctly.
Stage 3. Now, these Elmira confrontations are frustrating because you.
He pronounced the first R in frustrating. If you are at all familiar with old school Irate gamer, he could never say this word, and he said it all the fucking time, and it was always frustrating or frustrated. This is the first time I have ever heard him pronounce this word correctly. That's actually character development. I'm really happy for him.
Avoid her long enough for this door to open and finish this stage. But if she catches you, just don't redo the level. No, no, no. You have to start all the way back at the beginning of stage 1. Stage 1? You motherfucker. I have to do this shit all over again?
Did I mention we're supposed to drink for weird like looks to the camera as well? He feels like it's a weird lingering glance at the camera. You have to drink for that. He doesn't seem to have done it on this one because I think he's improved at editing, but yeah, it's he's gotten better at editing and lighting, of course. Like his camera quality's better and everything, and he can now pronounce frustrating. So these are two or three big ways he's improved.
This game was for kids. What kind of bullshit is this? But that aside, this is a great game. And of course, why is this game so great? Well, it's probably because they lifted tons of game elements for other popular games.
Oh no, Chris, I mean, somebody ripping someone else off. I mean, that's a bridge too fucking far, isn't it, Chris? I am with you. There's absolutely no way that I would condone somebody stealing someone else's bit wholesale. I agree with you on this.
This first level here seems awfully close to Super Mario Bros. 3. And the second level seems awfully close to Super Mario Bros. 2. Huh. Look at that, you even jump out of the quicksand the same way. And can we say Donkey
How many ways can you jump out of quicksand?
Kong, anyone? And also, let's just check out this Arnold Dog character, because he basically operates like a damn Hammer Brother from Super Mario Brothers. What the hell? Once you see it...
He said it! He said what? All right, drink. Take a shot. I don't care if you don't have one. Go and get one. All right, I've paused the video. Go and get one. I'm going to sip this whiskey. What the hell?
Can't unsee it. Ah, my eyes! The goggles, they do nothing! And don't get me started on this level 3 boss, because he's the hardest mofo in the game since he jumps down from the ceiling and then jumps down below.
I'll be honest, Tony, that wasn't... Or Toony, rather. Sorry, I called you Tony, I apologize. Toony, that wasn't quite the point I was trying to make.
Record speeds! Half the time I end up hurting myself or falling down the hole along with them. Son of a bitch! Oh, I just want to cry tears of fail. I hate you. Then level 4 here takes...
It's early afternoon. Just pretend it's locked down, alright?
so long to get to the top
pretend
of
it's
the
locked
stage
down.
and reach the final...
Ain't old enough to drink, my boy. I'm gonna be real, if you're under 18, you probably shouldn't be here. Like, get out of here. Or at least ask your parents if it's okay for you to be here.
Boss, that my timer always runs out. Well, shit my pancake batter. So after releasing Tiny Toons, which wasn't a bad game, I'm just really nitpicking, well, Konami decided to release Tiny Toons 2, Trouble in Wacky Land.
I'm just nitpicking. Yeah.
And with this sequel, just get
frustrated even.
Gameplay here. Make another solid action platformer like the first one, or throw gorilla feces at the wall to see what Rorschach-like paintings materialize from all that dripping poo water. Oh yeah, dripping poo water for the win.
We should add a rule about drinking for any mention of feces as well. I don't know if that was an original rule back when me and Gemma came up with this game. It was mostly Gemma, to be honest, but we can add that.
And even upon watching the game's intro, I'm super confused here, because it tells us that a huge amusement park just opened up, and it's time for all the Tiny Toons characters to go and have a good time there. An amusement park? What the fuck happened to Wacky Land? Trouble in Wacky Land! The only trouble I'm having is comprehending why the hell I'm in an amusement park. Time to ride the roller coaster.
I don't know what Wacky Land is.
Fail. Time to do the bumper cars. Fail. Time to ride the train.
Dude saying fail like that, like it's 2012.
Oh cool, we finally get to play as Hampton Pig. Yay! Fail. Time to visit the fun house. Oh, it's locked. Fail, fail, fail. Time to ride the log ride.
I don't have a thing that just like throws GIFs up at the screen. I can't be asked to set that up because I'm a lazy man. But if I did, every 5 seconds I'd be throwing up that GIF of GIF of Special Agent Dale Cooper from the final episode of Twin Peaks, where he just sort of staggers out into the road and goes, "What year is this?" There's a GIF of that with the subtitles. I'd be throwing that up every 5 minutes with this guy.
Alright, well I guess this is one light between those butt cracks, because this is actually pretty fun. But these 4 amusement park rides makes up the entire game.
Also, I don't know if he's going to bring it up, but I've noticed that the game's against the clock, and I do kind of hate that with a lot of old games.
What in the hell?
Yay, he said it! Drink what in the hell counts. I say variations of it, what the hell, what the fuck, what the shit, what in the hell, all that, it all counts.
Look, if I wanted to play a game...
Basically, I just don't want to be sober. My manic episode that I had yesterday is well and truly over now, so I just need to drink.
Of amusement park rides, they already made a game called Adventures in Magic Kingdom, where they give you
Why do you say that like Chris Chan? You know, Chris Chan gets really indignant about something, and she's like, Adventures in Magic Kingdom.
iconic rides to fight through.
And the bear.
Caribbean, fail. Splash Mountain, fail.
Good job we didn't add fail to the drinking game.
And the Haunted Mansion? Oh, that could be cool. Oh, fail. And boy, this level really gives off those Ghosts and Goblins vibes. Yeah, it's just as difficult as well.
It doesn't look as difficult. It just looks like you're bad at it.
Tiny Toons installment. Why didn't they make it like the first game? Because that would have been a home run. Instead, they made it like the Adventures in Magic Kingdom, which made no sense at all and made for a terrible game.
It didn't look that bad.
Oh, but just wait, because things get even crazier with the third installment, Tiny Toons Cartoon Workshop. But does this game even qualify as a video game? Because playing this one
does
makes
this even qualify as a YouTube video?
I feel like Nintendo was just handing out video game quality seals to the same group of video game companies, no matter how dumb the game premise was. This game requires the player to piece together tons of sequences and having to sift through multiple confusing screens, all just to make one little stop-motion cartoon. And the process turns out to be so damn boring.
I can't imagine how that feels, Chris. Oh, fucking hell. Look at that face! Mwah! It's beautiful!
Cartoon show. Because it doesn't. Why me?
This is the test of patience guy, yeah.
Thing right now. Now you're probably saying, hey, wait a minute, Irate Gamer. What about all those games outside of the NES? Well, what about them? Buster Bust Loose for the Super Nintendo looks amazing. And it looks just like the cartoon at certain points.
Yeah, I've never played this one, but that is visually very impressive for a 16-bit game. I have to say, it looks really pretty.
The controls are horrible. Most of the time, the game requires you to sprint up the walls, down the walls, all over the place. And you end up killing yourself half the time trying to accomplish this feat. Then you have the game Wacky Sports Challenge. Ah, great. This is just like Trouble in Wacky Land, but with sports.
I got a feeling you're not a fan of sports.
Oh, what cash grab bullshit. Now, if you head on over to the Game Boy, well, we have Bab's Big Break. And, alright, thankfully this is a decent installment because it's pretty much like the first NES game. But this game is obviously superior since you get to play as other characters like Hampton, Shirley the Loon, and Fifi LaPew? Oh, dude, what? And besides that, you can also...
I bet Pepe Le Pew isn't in, or Pepe Le Pew, whatever the Tiny Toons equivalent of Pepe Le Pew was, I bet isn't in the fucking rebooted show at all.
Switch out any of the main three characters anytime you want? Oh, come on, that's what I wanted for the NES game! Konami, you asshole! Thanks for raping my childhood yet again! But as for those other
Sorry,
Game
guys,
Boy
just
games like Montana's Movie Madness... Oh, horrible. Buster Saves the Day? Yeah, right, Buster Saves bullshit. This is Candy Quest? Fuck the Candy Quest! Everywhere I walk, I end up falling through the goddamn floor! Ah, you suck!
Sorry about this, guys. Just gonna print this message.
We do have Buster's Hidden Treasure for the Sega
Okay, this game is really good, so I'm curious to know what Chris thinks.
Genesis. This is a fun one too, even if the stages do look like they've been lifted directly out of a Sonic the Hedgehog game.
Not really. Where are the big loops and everything?
I can tell if you will, because I just want a decent Tiny Toons game to play. And as you can see, well, they come few and far between. Like, say, Trouble in Wacky Land? Ah, fuck this game. Good riddance.
I guess this doesn't count as a non sequitur. It's to do with the game.
That's a wrap.
Yeah. He did awkwardly look at the screen there, so I'm going to drink for that. So as you can see, his content has barely changed. So now the only thing to do, I guess, is to go back to some legacy content and get a little drunk. Implying I was sober when this started. That's cute. The complete season. Season 5. Where is... Irate Gamer Season 1. Now we're talking. We're messing with commentary. I don't give a shit about that.
Sweet! Oh, this really rocks! Uh-oh. Sweet! This is cool!
Am I allowed to show this? Am I gonna get fucking zucked by, Universal or whoever the fuck owns these movies?
I just got done watching Back to the Future, and it is the coolest movie ever. I cannot wait to go...
Bro, that video... Somebody in the chat's like, oh, is that, How recent was that video? That video came out 3 months ago.
Now it's time to pop this video game in and play the game.
That's, yeah, why I was doing the whole, what year is this bit from Twin Peaks?
Now the first thing you're going to see is the Back to the Future logo. This is the last thing that's pretty much cool in this game. You first start off in Hill Valley, and your objective of all things is going around trying to collect clocks, which has nothing to do with the basic plot of Back to the Future. But along the way, you're going to have all kinds of things to avoid. Way too many. There are things like trash cans,
Okay, let's go.
hula hoop girls, park benches,
Okay.
potholes,
Yep.
big bullies,
Fuck!
things that look like coffee cups.
Oh, shit.
What the fuck? And these two guys that walk back and forth carrying a plate of
Chris, you
glass
need to slow down.
Seems to be invisible to the naked eye until you crash into it.
Ugh.
By the way, what the hell are two delivery men?
Oh, fucking at least what the hell is... See, this is why I like playing it with legacy content is lethal. So I'm like, what, 6 drinks in already?
Middle of the street in an expensive piece of glass anyway. Can we say lawsuit? Now, if that still wasn't enough, there are these little annoying bees that follow you everywhere. And at certain points of the game, swarms of them come out and attack you at one time. Now, I wouldn't mind this so much, but these things were not even in the fucking movie. But there are so many bees in this game. You think Marty stumbled across a bee's nest or something. I mean, where did all these bees come from? Back to the Future Part 0? Marty versus the bees? I don't think so.
Great joke!
Now, when you're playing this game, you're going to see all kinds of crazy shit.
Does that count as a non sequitur? I guess not, it wasn't live action.
Like, what game designer thought it'd be a good idea to place a clock over here?
Place a pizza box over here.
Does it really expect me to have some sort of disturbing death wish?
Remember, he does this same fucking joke in the Turtles video.
And I bet the idiot who designed this game has some sick, perverted pleasure in knowing that people are playing his game, getting pissed off, and he sits back and laughs his ass off. Now, the gameplay gets old very quick, and you have level after level of the exact same thing. Swerve around this, dodge that. In fact, there are very few useful items to use in this game. One of them is your skateboard. And when it does appear, it looks more like something that would kill you rather than help you. Now, even if you do happen to pick the skateboard up, it's not going to help you out all that much. All it does is make you go faster, and that becomes a big problem, because there are so many things on the screen at one time that you're bound to crash and burn into something. Now, while we're at it, why is Marty wearing a black sleeveless shirt? Shouldn't this be red? It's red in all the movie posters, and it's red in most of the movie.
Right, give me a Pepsi free. You want a Pepsi, pal? You're gonna pay for it.
Sorry to be such a stickler for detail, but if we're going to slap the fucking Back to the Future logo on
Who
this
gives a
thing,
shit?
follow as close to the movie
What a,
as possible.
what a fucking nitpick.
It's gotta be a dream.
I mean, geez, since we're throwing everything that's accurate in this movie out the window, why not give Marty a gun? It would make more sense for him to have a gun. At least give Marty a sporting chance to at least get through this
What?
level. Hell yeah! Time to get revenge on this hula hoop, bitch.
What? What does that mean?
Now that's what I'm talking about. Now, if you aren't hard of hearing,
I'm not
the
gonna
background music of this
call that an awkward look to camera because it didn't go on long enough.
game should be driving you to the point of insanity. Now, it's not that bad.
It should be driving you to the point of insanity. Pause. Well, it's not that bad. Oh, which is it, Chris? Is the music going to drive me to the point of insanity, or is it not that bad?
But for starters, this music was not even in the movie. And because it's looped over and over and over again, it's gonna drive you absolutely insane. Now, providing that you survive the streets of Hill Valley, you end up in Lou's Cafe. It's nice and refreshing to see a change of scenery after 4 levels of the exact same stuff. Now, this stage may look simple, but it's gonna drive you fucking crazy.
Okay,
Now,
that's
the
an
objective
awkward look.
Of this level is to try to hit the guys running towards the counter before they reach you. Now, it starts off nice and slow. And
Nobody
with
else
the board
wasted.
set up the way it is, you have to first line up your shots just perfectly, or they'll miss the target completely. But here's the catch. After you manage to nail a few of them, they start coming out faster and faster, and more at a time. It becomes a shitstorm of biffs. And I dare you to get past this level. No, wait. I fucking double dog dare you to get past this level. Because it's fucking impossible. I can't do it. I've tried 50 fucking times. And I just cannot do it. Without cheating, I don't know how this is not possible.
I don't know how this is not possible.
Now, I managed to hit 19 of these guys. And that is
Want
absolutely
to do another
trying
take,
my
Chris?
best
No?
with this
Okay,
level.
cool.
But do you know how many you have to hit before advancing? 50. I can't even get half of that. And they want me to hit 50? Who the fuck was designing this thing? There's not even 50 stages in the game of Super Mario Brothers.
Okay, I don't care that it's not live action. That's a fucking non sequitur about another game. I'm drinking for that.
There's not even 50 weapons in the game of Legend of Zelda. And there's not even 50 stage bosses in the games Mega Man 1 through 6 combined.
I guess that counts as both a list and a non sequitur, eh?
So why the hell do you have to hit 50 of them to advance? It's just utter complete bullshit.
Completely irrelevant to what you were just saying. Like, what is the relationship there?
And if you don't hit 50 of them, what do you think would happen? You get to try again, right? Wrong. Instead, they send you back to the beginning of the previous level. This game is so bad, it makes every movie that Mariah Carey made look like a fucking masterpiece. This game is so bad, I wish I could just go back in time and stop it from ever being created. Hey, That's an idea. I think I'll do just that.
Oh god. It's a skit, but it's relevant to the topic, so do we drink for it? I think not. Or is it? No, we do have to drink, don't we? But we only drink once if it's relevant. That's it. If it's irrelevant, we drink 3 times. Not that it matters. I'm almost out of booze.
You tell Mr. Silvestri I'll handle all the Back to the Future games.
Mr. Caldwell,
Yes, Bernice?
sorry to disturb you, but there's a young gentleman here wishing to speak to you.
Oh, go ahead and send him in.
Oh, this is still going.
You're just the guy I'm looking for.
Well, that seems
Well, looks like I
violent.
saved the day.
What the hell?
He said it! And he was so ballsy.
What the hell?
That's got to become a voice clip, right? We've got to start using that.
Well, looks like I saved the day.
What the hell?
Shit.
I gotta
the
drink
timeline.
anyway.
I don't exist in this timeline. No! God, this game sucks. Why couldn't they make a cool game like Back to the Future? It was a cool movie. I don't know how you could fuck something like that up. Stupid games.
Incredible. That's
In the early
sort of an iconic video, to be honest. Like, it's extremely entertaining, not for the right reasons, but I do find it extremely entertaining. And even the metrics are better than you'd think. Look, just shy of 9,000 likes to only 6,500 dislikes. So, gotta commend you for finally enabling comments and ratings after all these years. Been waiting a decade to say that Marty vs. the Beast joke absolutely slayed me. No, it didn't. You fucking liar. I'm getting an Irate Gamer shirt. My God. I love UR reviews. I watched them about 10 times and still think they're fun. Like, is this intentional? The wrong you're and the wrong there? Is that on purpose? Looks like he's not long put the comments back on. So, back when YouTube was good and not corporate felt. I do kind of agree with that, to be fair. He actually looks like Biff. Let's sort by most recent. Critics first word, this is the shit. AVGM first word, this game sucks. Irate Gamers first word, sweet, useless. Useless comment. Oh yeah, the comments are not as entertaining as I hoped they'd be. Does this guy still make videos? Yes, he does. I just realised AVGM copied Irate Gamer. Not true. Used to watch his channel all the time back in the day. Nostalgic. Absolutely preposterous. What a silly video that is. What a thoroughly silly video. You mean to tell me a YouTube comment section? It's not like a YouTube section B. I don't quite remember that. Oh, you should go in public an Irate Gamer shirt. Maybe if I could fan fund one. I don't have t-shirt money right now, boys. The wolf is at the door. Okay, I don't have that t-shirt money. But if I can rustle up enough super chat revenue on these videos, I absolutely will buy an Irate Gamer shirt, and that is a promise. Well, I think that's enough. I think we've had enough of that, don't you? I'm gonna finish my whiskey. I'm pretty blasted right now, so I'm gonna go have some painkillers and maybe I should probably buy some food. Right? There's no food in my house. I should probably buy some. That seem like a thing I should do.